Hello, everybody, and welcome to Forever Rugby on Forever Sports for today's live watch along Bulls versus the Cheetahs, the second match in the Currie Cup for today after the Griquas and Pumas played out to a 13-all draw. A very, very strange result. And with that, Griquas booking a spot in the Currie Cup semi-final. And this game doesn't have that much bearing, to be honest. It's probably the least important game. It's a bit of a nothing game. In many ways, I suppose, just in terms of not having that sort of much bearing, as apart from the Bulls trying to get a home final if they were to win their semi-final next week. But very much a big game later with the Western Province playing for their place in the semi-finals. So, we kind of supposed to sort of get through this game, really, don't we? And sort of as all eyes start to turn towards Kings Park tonight and what will happen between the Sharks and the Western Province later. But before then, we will be seeing the Bulls taking on the Cheetahs. The Cheetahs obviously already out of the Currie Cup. Not the best season from the Cheetahs, and they'll want to try and sort of go out with a bit of a bang. I think Harvey Currie spoke about the fact that they've been very disappointed with their season so far, and that it'll be nice for them to try and finish at a bit of a high and try and sort of give a better account of themselves than they probably have so far in the tournament. Before we go any further, a big thank you to our sponsor, Manscaped, who are currently supporting the channel. You can get yourself 20% off as well as free shipping using the code FOREVER on manscaped.com. Go and check out manscaped.com. You can get your hands on the latest Lawnmower 4.0, which has a range of cutting-edge groin grooming technology, such as it being waterproof, wireless charging, the revolutionary skin-safe technology, so you don't have to worry about cutting anything down there, as well as a very, very nifty little LED light so you can see what's going on. 20% off as well as free shipping. Use the code FOREVER at checkout, and you can get that all around the world. Go and check out manscaped.com. Go and treat yourself. Hey, or treat somebody you like, treat somebody you love. Go and get yourself sorted over there at manscaped.com. Right, so we've got a poll in the comments, so go and vote who you think will win the clash. Jump in the chat. Let me know where you're watching from, who you're supporting. What do you want to see out of this game? What did you think of the game before? It was nice to see Sean back on the channel, taking you guys through the game earlier, but now we are in Pretoria. Well, the game's in Pretoria. I'm not in Pretoria, but we move towards Pretoria before we then move towards Durban later at Kings Park. Kickoff taking place in just about 5 minutes, so we'll sort of go through the teams in just a little bit, but I want to start getting your sort of score predictions down in the comments. Let me know who you're backing to win, what sort of margin are we looking at, what are the players, which players are you looking at, who you're sort of keeping your eye out. Let me know down in the comments. And I think, for the Bulls, they just, every single time they have a game like this, where it's maybe not necessarily a massive game for them, and you just sort of see a bit of rotation, you just sort of see the quality that they have in their lineup. It's unbelievable how strong this Bulls squad is. And the fact that we spoke about a little bit on our stream last night, that the Springboks won't be available for their Rainbow Cup for the URC for the first sort of 6 rounds at least at this stage. I think the Bulls are sort of best prepared to be able to cope without that, because you look at the squad now, and even then there are some big names missing who are injured or not available or being rested, who will be available for them for the URC. So it really is a very, very impressive Bulls squad. And before we look at exactly the lineup and stuff like that, let's see just who's in the chat. So good afternoon, Session, who says 25-5 to the Bulls. Hello, Katie Dixon, who says, hey, Steve, go Bulls from Albuquerque in New Mexico, USA. Well, there we go. And Sean O'Farrell says, I think the Bulls will win. I just hope it's a tight one. I say 25-10 Bulls. And Leticia Seco says, Jake White, Bulls will win. They have been in good form so far. They only lost against the Sharks a few weeks ago. Johan Goosen and Kirkley Arendse, they are my 2 best players. Weather conditions over in Pretoria, it's a max of 13 degrees. It's been quite chilly over here in Joburg, as you can sort of see one in Gauteng. Wind speed of 24 kilometers per hour. It is quite blustery up here on the high veld, so expect quite a tricky kicking conditions. And I reckon we might see quite a few kicks from the boot, especially I think probably from the Cheetahs, who will probably look to try and sort of put the Bulls back three under a little bit of pressure. But in terms of what that back three actually looks like, let's have a look at the 2 teams of the day. And we'll start with the home side, which is, of course, the men from Pretoria. Starting at the back, David Kriel just sort of never really moves there from fullback. But then the 2 wings today, we've got Madosh Tambwe, lots of speed, very, very good finisher. and him and Currie Arkansas will be devastating on the counter-attack. The centre pairing of Cornel Hendricks and Lionel Pooh, both Springbok capped, very experienced there. Haven't really seen those two play together quite a lot, so it'll be interesting to see how they go. Johan Goosen continues in the number 10 jumper. Marco Jansen Fury, he's been playing everywhere in the back line, but his preferred position at scrum half does get a chance in number 9. Albert Lowe, WJ Steenkamp, and Arno Botha is the loose trio. Arno Botha will captain the side. Ruan Nokia and Janko Swanepoel, your two locks, as you'd imagine. And a front row of Morne Smith, Jan Hendrik Wessels, and Gerard Steenkamp. Quite a young front row, but a front row which is starting to sort of blossom a bit. And Jake White very much trying to push this Jan Hendrik Wessels at hooker. And then off the bench, Joe van Zyl, Simpiwe Mantanzima, Jacques Van Rooyen, Jacques Duplessis, Jaco Labuschagne, Keegan Johannes, Chris Smith, and then a Bulls debut for former Springbok player and Lions legend in many ways, Ruan Combing. So very interested to see how he goes. I'm not going to say excited because, I can't get excited to see Ruan Combing playing for the Bulls, but interested to see how he will go this afternoon. For the men from Bloemfontein, this is how they will line up. At the back, Cohen Jasper will be starting in the number 15 jumping. No Clayton Blommetjies today. The two wings will be Duncan Sol as well as Malcolm Yar, so plenty of pace. Ivari Bosham and Sia Masuku are trying to sort of mold quite a useful centre pairing there. Renat Fortain is in the number 10 jumper. Ruan Pienaar will captain the side from scrum half and will have most of the kicking duties. Matlali Morsi starts at number 8. Aiden Davis shifts to the flank. Marnus van der Merwe in the 6. Victor Sekekete, Renier Bernardo, the two locks today. And your front row for the Cheetahs are Aronis Coetzee, Louis van der Westhuizen, and Skalk Pereira. Louis van der Westhuizen getting a bit of an opportunity today. Off the bench in the front row, we'll see Wilma Arnaldi, Henkes van Beek, as well as Conrad van Vuren. Your other forwards replacements for the Cheetahs are Renier Viljoen and Opa Mohoje, who's, just injury-blighted career sort of continues, but is back today. Tian Meyer, David Brits, and Chris Smith will cover the rest of the backline. As the Cheetahs players come out to the park, we're on Pienaar taking a bit of a knee, getting a couple of words in before, and we are almost at kickoff. There's Opa Mohoje coming on. Such a pity that we've been robbed of what should have been a really, really useful career from Opa Mohoje, but unfortunately injuries playing its part. So Latita Siko says Bulls 36-21, and Cheetahs Gaming says all about the Bulls and the Sharks now. Well, look, they'll still have to win their semi-final. They're obviously very much favourites going into the semi-finals, but don't write this Griquas side off. This Griquas side, especially if they do go and play the Sharks, went to Durban, had like 5 yellow cards, and still managed to get the victory. So don't write that Griquas off at all. Arno Botha leads his man out. Almost would have been overshadowed, I suppose, by just the pure quality that the Bulls have in their loose trio. But he's a very, very good player, is Arno Botha. And I think we haven't quite seen the Arno Botha that I think a lot of Bulls fans were hoping to see so far. Right, so Ruan Pienaar with ball in hand. The Chiefs will be playing left to right, Bulls right to left. Ruan Pienaar playing just such good rugby at the moment. Just so experienced, so composed, and so calm at the moment. Really, really is enjoying things. And he will be looking to try and help his side finish with a bit of a bang, make a bit of a statement, and try and at least sort of get a positive result in. The whistle goes, the timer is on. Asks if his team is ready, and he gets things underway. Going towards the left-hand side, almost on the middle, and it's early involvement for Johan Goosen, who is smashed on impact and driven back. Very, very nice hit there from the Cheetahs. And Marco Jansen Fury, he looks a bit more like a loose forward than anybody else at scrum half. You can kind of understand why he's been playing at centre and at wing. He's just such a big unit, is Marco Jansen Fury. And bit of a miskick there from David Creel, who sort of skews it off. So it'll be an early set piece in the Cheetahs, sort of between the 10-meter and the 22 on the far side of the field there. So not the best clearance there from David Creel. And now Louis van der Westhuizen, who gets a bit of a rare start in many ways, often coming off the bench. He'll have his first put-in of the day. He goes to Victor Sekekete, who I was very impressed with recently, doing some very good line-out work. And at early, that's a horrendous mistake there. Turnover ball here. Varnish for the knock on there. It was Marnus van der Merwe who just completely spilt it. Right, back to Jan Goosen, who kicks it up. He obviously doesn't have section at 22, so he can't find touch. Goes straight. And it's been knocked forward from Malcolm Yar. That's a horrible mistake to make. We talked about that in a little bit in the pre-match, talking about the fact that it is very windy, that it will be quite difficult when you put the ball in the air and it swirls around there. And that's a very big mistake from Malcolm Yeo right on the halfway line. And he washed it into his hands and then just took his eyes off it at the last moment and it completely bounced forward. So we'll have our first scrum of the day. We've already seen our first line out, which was nice and tidy from the Cheetahs. Now we have our first scrum. And you'd imagine that the Bulls, very settled front row, will want to try and sort of assert their dominance fairly early. Andres says, for me, David Brits and Robert Everson could have been a good combination at center for the Cheetahs, but yeah, I think the Bulls will bash the Cheetahs, and this one will put 20+ points on them. Right, so going with a big score line there is Andres. Well, here we go. First scrum of the day. Bulls feed on the halfway, just inside Cheetahs half. I think it looks like you got the Albert Lowe pretty much standing on the halfway line. It's a very, very solid scrum, not going either way. So Marcus Jansen will use this. I reckon looking at how they're standing, person goes to Lionel Pooh, who's wrapped up very nicely there by Brits. He has an interfering going back inside. Ron Nokia gets the ball inside to Albert Lowe, who shrugs off one and eventually is brought down. Now Wilson going to his left boot, spotting a bit of space. It'll bounce favorably though. The Cohen Jasper's got a bit of time. And it's a fantastic charge down there from Lionel Pooh, who hasn't landed particularly well. So we have time off here because I don't think Lionel Pooh landed well at all. I think it actually smashed him in the face. Charge down the kick there from Cohen Jasper right up against the touchline. So he has found no touch whatsoever. So it'll actually be a Cheetahs line out or just by the 22. Sorry, it's Curtly Orenson, not Lionel Pooh. I just saw the scrum cap. But he's gone straight down here. Yeah, so you can see the ball straight to head, very, very close. He's down, not particularly happy as Curtly Orenson. But unfortunately, we could have our first injury of the match, which is not a nice way to start at all. You can see straight off the top there, it just sort of crumples. The ambulance is out here. I think he was not called immediately, which is a bit concerning whilst wearing a scrum cap. But, yeah, I've never seen that. I mean, literally direct contact to their head, and he was out like a light. Well, the medics are out. His stretch is out, so I think that Curtly Orenson will be departing the field. So I think we're going to see Ruan Comben get a much longer sort of run out there. Yeah, he's already on the field, yeah. So he's definitely going off as Curtly Orenson. So let's hope it's nothing too serious. But yeah, he was out very, very quickly there. Is he okay? Well, I mean, they sort of got him propped up and busy putting him here. So I don't think he's particularly happy. That's just, I've never seen that before. I mean, we've all been smacked by a ball before, but jeepers, he must have absolutely pelted that. That says that ball took out Curly on, so that thing must have hit him hard. Well, it did. It nailed him right in the front as well. So it's not good signs for Curly Orenson. So we wish him well. And Ruan Comben is on the field. So the big sort of debut that we were waiting to see. Well, we're going to see quite an extended debut for Ruan Comben, because I was interested to see what they were going to do. Because what you could also do, I suppose, is you could put Kikin Johannes on at scrum half and move Malco Jansen into the wing if they were a bit worried about Ruan Comben's fitness. But obviously, he's good to go because Ruan Comben is on the park. Curtly Orenson is taking a bit of a while. They got him onto the stretcher, busy strapping him up now, and he'll be chucked onto the golf cart and driven off. So let's hope that he's okay. So in terms of the situation, the Western Province, in order to make the semi-finals, will have to win either with a bonus point, or they'll have to win and they're going to have to make up almost a 23 gap points difference on the Pumas. We currently have an 18 points difference. So basically, you have to win with a bonus point. They have to do the Western Province. I mean, 23 points. You'd be thinking that they'd be, winning with a bonus point anyway. But Curtly Orenson is off the park. on the golf cart. So we wish him well, and we hope you see him quite soon. Pity because he's just come back and he's a very, very nice player, as Currie said. But it will be a Cheetahs throw right on the 22. Ball's inside, which means I'll go to the back to Victor Sekete. And they've got the set 22, so Rana Forte uses his left boot. He'll try and find touch, and he does find touch just past the 10-meter line. That's a decent kick there from Rana Forte, and he reckons he probably should kick it a bit further. That's not a bad exit play as well. So it'll be a Bulls line out just ahead of the Cheetahs 22. We'll see 22, 10-meter. We'll see young Hendrik Wessels with his first line out of the day. And this is someone who I think that Jake White will make him a professional rugby player by any means necessary. Really, really rates him, does quite solid lineup there. Ooh, Lionel Poos burst through. Inside ball, Marco Janssen van Vuren. Well, that is so easy. Like a hot knife through butter. The Bulls are through. Marco Janssen van Vuren has gone over. And that was very, very, very easy from the home side. I think it was David Brits who came off his line also, or Ivadi Boshov who came off his line there quite quickly. And you can see there, oh, he's gone for the intercept. He's gone for the intercept and he's missed it. Ivadi Boshov's come off his line. He's missed the intercept. And as a result, Lionel Poo taking it almost slightly behind him, looked ahead and there was nobody. Cracked on the afterburners. Marco Janssen Fury, very nice support play. Inside ball. Wasn't even touched. So that's not a particularly good moment of defense to reading there by Ivadi Boshov. And they've paid the price here. The Cheetahs as Johan Goosen pops over a relatively straightforward kick right in front. Open up a 7-0 lead, and yeah, it's quite frustrating, you know, after a couple of decent set pieces from the Cheetahs to make a mistake like that. I mean, that's just horrible. You're just taking out everybody there. It was just far too easy. Lionel Poo had acres of space ahead of him, one-on-one against Cohen Jasper. All he had to do was draw the man, pop inside to Marco Janssen Fury, and the ball's up to 7 as Ruan Pino gets back underway, going towards the left. I'll work low. Underneath of it, losing the safety to 22. Marco Janssen Fury going to Janko Swanepoel, who kind of just sort of takes a knee and goes down. They go back to Jan Goosen, who's in the pocket. He can't kick into touch on the full, so he goes down the middle. While we're by Jasper, who goes inside to Forte. Now he wants to run. Where is he going to? Oh, it's offside. It's offside from the Bulls. They were offside in front of the kicker there. Then the referees have been nailing this quite a lot recently. It's been quite interesting. It's against Lionel Poo, who's just had a try assist, but the Bulls judged to be in front of the kicker, which means that they've gifted a penalty back to the Cheetahs. And Ruan Pino was right up in front, has decided we're going to take we're going to back ourselves and go for the try. They've got nothing to lose here to the Cheetahs, really. So he kicks into touch right on the 5-meter, and the Cheetahs will suddenly have an attacking line simply because of a bit of lazy running here from the Bulls number 13. Sachin says Ruan Pino has been a bit disappointing in this Currie Cup. I mean, he's had his games, hasn't he? But I mean, I think he's getting a little bit old, but there is a lot of composure with him and a lot of experience. And he sort of reads the game so well. Scored a couple of tries as Ruan Pino. There's a little looking more here from the Cheetahs. Ruan Pino's now joining in. They sort of shifted off to the left. Still looks quite well formed. It's now sort of come apart. Question is the ball available? They're right on the try line. Rana Fortain is coming at scrum half, desperately trying to get that ball out. It is available at the back. Bernardo picks up and drives. Pick and go. It's well met defense there by the Bulls. Cheetahs right up on the try line here. Matlani Mossi now. Ruan Comrie's got his hands on the ball. Been told to leave it. It's got another pick and drive here. That pops up and goes. It's a nice big carry. Is there grounding? Or is it held up? I think it's held up. It doesn't look like there's grounding here, so I think it's been held up. Time off. So I think we're going to have a look here. Okay, it's short and held up over the line. We're going to go have a look. Well, so the initial call here is that he's held up, or he's short before and then held up as he goes over. I don't think we're going to see any grounding there. I don't know. There's a leg. There's a very, very well placed leg. I don't know whose leg it is, but that leg has stopped, prevented a try here. So I think it could be Steenekamp's leg. Well, it almost looks like it's grounding before. I don't know where this. I don't know how this is going to go. Kevin says this is cricket score coming up, perhaps 100 to the Bulls. Well, the Cheetahs could be heading back here. I think it could be a high-scoring game regardless. I think both teams haven't got much to play for. They're not going to be really playing sort of very, yeah. So there's no clear the ball's been grounded, which means it will be held up. Will be the call. So time back on, we will revert with a scrum. The nice, pretty solid scrum first up earlier. That scrum on the halfway line there. So this should be quite a nice attacking platform there with the Cheetahs that they can have a similar type of result here. Please do smash a like on the video, by the way. Sitting on 5 likes. Let's see if we can get up to 20 likes before half time. Subscribe to the channel as well if you are new. We're sort of trying to work our way towards 6,500 subscribers. So if you haven't already, please do subscribe. Right, now that's a much better scrum there from the Bulls, but it's available. Number 10 offside, Jan Goosen, penalty advantage there. Going back there, Matlani Mosi puts his head down. Well, he won't even be touched. He won't be touched. That is horrible defending. Matlani Mosi, he saw the gap and just put the afterburner, put his head down, burst through the middle. It's almost like a game of touch where the defense just open up and Matlani Mosi has gone over. It's his first Carling Currie Cup try, so well done to the youngster. Joined the sort of Cheetahs, I think it was about mid-season. And Ruan Pienaar, seeing that there was space out wide, going to Matlani Mosi, finds the gap straight through the middle. And the Cheetahs hit back after almost 9 minutes. Good work, good awareness from Ruan Pienaar. Obviously, there was a big call that came from him because it also looked like they had to go late. They had a penalty advantage with Johan Goosen coming off the line early. But I think there was a call that came go back towards the blind side, and they did. And Matlani Mosi obviously identified the space and went through between two Bulls players and went over towards the right-hand side. So it's a nice response from the Cheetahs. Ruan Pienaar with a reasonably difficult kick. He's about 7 to 8 meters in from the right-hand touchline. The kick's looking good. The kick's looking good. I think, it's gone straight down the middle from Ruan Pienaar. So he levels the scores after almost 10 minutes in Pretoria. And both tries, you can see all the Bulls players shifting to the right. And I mean, we all know what the sort of result it's going to be. Matlani Mosi versus Gerard Steekamp. It was only going to end in one way, and that was with him going over. Brenna Fortuin under the restart there. Solid chase from Madosh Tambwe. Trying to create a bit of an angle here for the Cheetahs before Ruan Pienaar eventually goes back to his fly half as Fortuin goes to his left boot and finds touch at about the halfway line. It's a very, very nice touch find at that. It's a really good exit play actually from the Cheetahs. We saw it earlier as well. Their exit play has been quite good so far. They've had 2 very nice exits. But it's just so important after a kickoff to just do the basics. Receive the kickoff, create a bit of an angle, go and find touch. It's just before the halfway line. Get yourself out of danger, relieve the pressure, and then sort of rebuild. It's a very underrated part of the game because if you make a hash of the kickoff, all you're doing is undoing the good work you've done. Now, Hendrik Wessels finds Janko Swanepoel. Ona Buerta gets away from one. Eventually brought down. Mark Janssen Furen goes to Ruan is wrapped around. And Goosen, he gets the offload away. And Jan Hendrik Wessels then shows it straight to Ruan Pienaar, who sees a bit of space at the top, chips over the top. Is that ball going to stay in? It is going to stay in. So it's Ruan who's tracking back. A lot of Bulls players under him, but they've been driven back all the way to within their 22. Swanepoel now trying to create a bit of an angle here. Johan Goosen back in the pocket. Bit of a counter coming in from the Cheetahs, disrupting it. So under pressure there for Mark Janssen and Johan Goosen knocks us into touch. It's not the best touch find. I think it'll be about on the 22. So Bulls under a little bit of pressure here. It was a really good offload earlier by Gersten, and then Jan Hendrik West was trying to keep the offload game going. Pops it straight to Ruan Pienaar, and Ruan Pienaar immediately, knowing that the Bulls had nobody back, popped it onto the boot. Very good kick chase there from, I think it was Rainer Fortuin. It was Ruan Nokia who was coming back and cleaning up, and some good pressure there from the Cheetahs, and it's not a great clearance from Jan Gersten, so they've got a nice attacking out on the 22. So it's a nice opportunity here for the men from Bloemfontein. Right. Mike Hammer says, fresh start. Sasha says, good response from the Cheetahs. It's a very nice carry there from Marnus van der Merwe off the back of the lineup there from the Cheetahs. Front foot ball here. Davis now. Been very impressed with Aiden Davis so far this Currie Cup. Fortuin. Cohen Jasper in behind. Has he got the pace? Oh, well, that is easy as you like. Cohen Jasper take a bow. Duncan Saul is over. The Cheetahs, well, I'll tell you what, this is becoming a little bit childish because the tries are coming very quickly and very, very easily. 2 phases there. They had nobody at home with the Bulls, so Cohen Jasper saw the space, stabbed him behind. They were quick to very, very slow to react, was Ruan Comring and Cornel Hendricks. And Duncan Saul had all the time in the world to get over there, wait for the ball to pop up, and then ground it. Very, very easy. And you just sort of wonder, where was the covering? Madosh Tam was desperately trying to get a pass, but he was nowhere. So the Bulls guilty of not having a man back for the kick ahead. Cohen Jasper saw the space, stabbed it in behind. Duncan Saul with a very good acceleration. Nobody even came close to touching him. And the Cheetahs are back over, and we're scoring at far more points a minute. And these have been some very, very easy tries, and something that we need to kind of fix because it's far, far too easy at the moment. And look, that's a little bit of enterprise. That's better than the first two because, as Leon says, the Cheetahs try was a bit like the Bulls in terms of knife through butter. It was really good. Sasha said the acceleration from Matlani Mosi to get through that gap there. But now, this Bulls guilty of not having anybody in behind the defensive line. So it was a dab at the top, or along the ground, in on behind. And Duncan Saul is the man who scores it. Now, Ruan Pienaar, can he extend it to a 7-point lead? He can indeed. So 7 points to 14 in the 14th minute of the game. And I think the shout earlier by Kevin in terms of a cricket score, well, we could be on for a cricket score. It might not be that one way at this moment. It was David Creel, I think, as well, actually. I'm not Ruan Comring, who's on the left there and was a bit slow to react. So it's good stuff from the Cheetahs. Another very good take there off the kickoff from Victor Sekete. Cheetahs now trying to sort of get a bit of a maul going. It is being forced backwards, though, so Ruan Pienaar will have to try and use this. Barking orders to the rest of his backline, desperately trying to get the ball out. It's gone down. So if this doesn't come out, it could be a turnover ball. It is a turnover ball. Now, you see, that's what I was talking about earlier, where you go and you score a try, you do something really well, and then you make a hash of the kickoff. And there, the Cheetahs trying to get them all going. And it's Mornay Smith who's come through the middle. And I think Arno Buerta as well has come through the middle, got their hands on the ball. The maul went down. The ball didn't come out. It's now a turnover ball. And immediately, the Bulls have got an attacking line inside the 22. So we talk about the basics, but taking your kickoffs and making sure you take it, you exit well, is such an important part of the game because it just relieves so much pressure. All of a sudden, the Bulls conceded a try, but they're back in and they score a try here, and the Cheetahs, they might as well not have scored the try because all they've done is allow the Bulls right back into their front yard. Looks like a good hit there from the Bulls. The last scrum, we did see a little bit more sort of dominance coming from the Bulls. And there it comes in. The second chub comes in. They've got a penalty advantage. Just a massive scrum from the Bulls. And he bursts through the middle. Does Albert Lowe. Gets away from one, gets away from another. Oh, my living. I mean, tackling is so optional in the Currie Cup. It really, really is. Albert Lowe is over. The Bulls hit back. And that was far, far, far too easy. I mean, the scrum broke apart. They kept sort of waiting to use it, and Albert Lowe then looked up and didn't see anybody. Yeah, and boom. Then steps inside away from Malcolm Yar. Rainer Fortuin makes a half attempt there, and it's like schoolboy stuff. It really is. He just burst straight through the middle. The Cheetahs were unaware. Steps out away from Duncan Saul. It's a half hit from Rainer Fortuin, and he waltzes over. Tourna Farrell says there's been the thing in the Currie Cup of the defense and lots of tries. Yeah, it doesn't make for good watching, to be honest. I'm all for high scoring games, but you need to be good high scoring games. If they're playing really good rugby, enterprising rugby, where you sort of score a try and you think that's just well played, but you look at that and you think that's just poor defending. Albert Lowe can't just pick up the ball at the back of the scrum and just walk straight through, take one step inside, get away from the wing, and then just pretty much bundle over. It's far too easy. So solid kick there from Johan Goosen. So he levels the scores after almost 17 minutes. And yeah, defense is optional, and high scores are the order of the day in this game. Certainly wasn't. I mean, we already had more points in this game than we did during the Greek quiz and the Pumas. So I'm kind of hoping that the Western Province and Sharks find a little bit of a balance somewhere in the middle, because it's not fun to watch games where it's just nobody really defends. And it's ironic that you've got a national side which is known, which has got that defensive reputation of being so good and so compact and doesn't concede tries, and yet our local rugby at the moment is I'll tell you what, you'd find more holes in a sieve. So it's a solid take here from the Bulls off the kickoff, and Marco Jansen Furen off the back of the ruck, putting a really big kick in there. But it's interesting to see Ruan Pino going a little bit shorter with the kickoff, not giving in the safe to the 22. Bit of a kicking battle there, and the Cheetahs, I think it's ran for 10, finds touch on the halfway line on the left-hand side this time. So there, Marco Jansen Furen spotting the space and putting in a big kick on the left boot. He's turned around for 10. So the Bulls' net result is a line for them on the halfway line, which is probably quite a good result. Martins can't show you the game. It's illegal to show the game, unfortunately. So you're either going to have to pay DSTV or you're going to have to deal with this, because I cannot show you any match footage. Solid win there. It's a good line run there from the captain on Boerta. Matlali Morsi's all over him and trying to rip that ball. I think he has, Oh, they've eventually managed to keep it. It's a big carry there from Steenkamp. The Bulls player is running quite hard into the contact, right? Jan Goosen not much on, so he lifts the ball very high. It's a bit deep there. Duncan Sol does mark. Yeah, I thought he would mark it. It was a bit of a poor decision, I think, from Johan Goosen. He was under pressure, so he sort of just put the ball in the air, but it wasn't much of a direction to the kick. It wasn't really contestable. It was too far, so it was very easy for Duncan Sol just to mark it. Tap goes to Ruan Pino, and they've kicked it back. And yeah, we'll restart with another Bulls lineout. But some nice couple of carries there from the Bulls players, hitting the line with speed, trying to get over the advantage line, which is what you want to see. I think we often sometimes see, teams being a little sort of stagnant on attack, where players are just a bit too stationary when getting the ball. And we obviously see a lot more in New Zealand rugby in terms of taking the ball with pace, taking the ball with momentum. Oh, that's a line out lost there from the Bulls. The throw from Jan Hendrik Wessels going over the top. I think it was of Albert Lowe and Marnus van der Merwe as burst part there, but the Bulls have turned things over, so they have got the ball back on the halfway line. Hendrik Wessels there at scrum half. Steenkamp. Now Goosen goes to the left boot, grabs it in behind again. Not sure it's the right decision from him. And Cohen Jasper gets away from one, gets away from another. Now Ruan Pino says, right, Duncan Sol, you've got the pace. Get on your bike. He's on his bike, and his bike's gotten him up to the 22. Ruan Pino now goes quite quickly. Marnus van der Merwe, is that tossed forward? No, it's not. Oh, big carry from Aiden Davis, which gets away from Grana Pool, who eventually brings him down. She is now up to 22. You go into the left. Renna Fortain. Masuku straightens. Now Ruan Pino working away towards the right. Aronis could see it, but it looks like, I think it's Ruan. Yeah, Morne Smith over that, never released, conceding the penalty. Never released there, did Morne Smith. So it's a penalty to the Cheetahs on the 22 or towards the left-hand side, and Ruan Pino will have one thing on his mind. He'll pop this into the corner, and they're going to have another go. This is good play from the Cheetahs. It was a poor line out there from the Bulls, and then turning things over from the Cheetahs, I think it was Marnus van der Merwe. But the kicking behind from Johan Goosen is what led to sort of the counter-attack. Cohen Jasper started this game really, really well. Saw a bit of space. He then popped it out to Ruan Pino, who then popped it to Duncan Sol and said, listen, you got the pace, you can go on a run. But it's Cohen Jasper. He spots the space, gets away from one player, takes a tackle, he has Pino. Pino gives to Duncan Sol. And that's the sort of the experience of Ruan Pino. It's so casual for him, he doesn't panic, he gets the ball, he knows Duncan Sol's got more pace in him. So he says, right, you're going to go on a carry. A couple players in there, and he'll be there to then get the ball out wide. Went right to left, won the penalty. And now they find themselves about 10 meters away from the try with an attacking lineout. Well, the burst at the back, but Suku carries it up. Quick ball here for Ruan Pinar. Goes to Aiden Davis. He's brought down by Steenekamp and Cornel Hendricks. Now we're in for Tangos himself. Runs into a couple of forwards. Now Kutsia puts his head down. That's a very solid carry. Nice leg drive from him. And it's advantage. Yars off his feet there from the Bulls. An advantage here for the Cheetahs. Solid carry there. I think it's minus van der Merwe. He's still going. He's still going. Right up to the try line there. Oh, surely they've got so much space. Masuku all over the top. Mahlani Morsi steps inside. It's a good tackle from Madosh Tamwe. I think it's a new penalty advantage there. Very good defense there from Madosh Tamwe. Now Victor Sekakete. Ruan Pino going to the blind side. Borshoff carries strong, but it's wrapped up by Cornel Hendricks' opposite number. Now Bernardo carries it up. And it's been left behind there from the Cheetahs. So it will be the penalty there. Much, much better from the Cheetahs. Really, really good going left to right. Solid defense from the Bulls, it must be said. And I think they almost butchered a bit to a certain degree, because I think when Masuku threw that ball over the top, they had the numbers towards the left there, but he threw it straight out to the wide player who was Matlani Mosi, and tried to step inside with Dosh Tamwe, who defended him really well, managed to sort of hold him up and buy himself a bit of time for the rest of his players to get into line. But eventually the penalty is awarded, and Ruan Pino has, you see, I mean, you just think, just go run their hands. They run their hands. They had about 5 players outside Masuku. I don't know why he threw the pass out there. He could have just run their hands and it would have been pretty easy. But the result is that the Cheetahs have another attacking lineout. Kevin says, pouring rain down here in PE, disappointed with defense. Far too easy, unfortunately. I agree with that. So lineout now trying to go for the more here. Marnus van der Merwe. Oh, they burst through, and Marnus van der Merwe is over. Oh, no. Surely it's a try. I saw grounding. Oh, we're going to have a look. I thought he grounded. I mean, the maul just sort of evaporated in front of the Cheetahs, and they went running through. And I'm pretty sure Marnus van der Merwe has slammed this down. They reckon it's short. Oh, no, Jan Hendrik Wessels might have done it, actually, having said that. It's a solid win by Matlani Mosi. Okay, on-field decision is a try. They're just clarifying it now. You see, the maul just peels off to the right. So I think they're checking to see if it's a bit of sort of truck and trailer and whether it's obstruction in terms of it's the same or have they sort of create a new one off the side. I think it's all right. Splinters to the right, which I think is fine. And then he goes off to the left as Marnus van der Merwe. So he's just got Jan Hendrik Wessels in front of him. Okay, so if it won't be a try, I think it will be a penalty against Ono Burta for collapsing them on the side. Well, they're saying 6 blue, so I don't think they're talking about number 6, which is Ono Burta. And it's just saying that he came from the side, I suppose. Actually, I don't know. Yeah, I suppose he does come from the side a bit, yeah. So I don't think there's grounding. I don't think the try will be awarded here. They're just checking to see if this is the same maul, if they created a new one. As far as the referee has said, they said this is the same maul. Yep, same maul. Okay, on-field decision is no try. AJ Jacobs has clarified that. TMO also was a try. So it will be a penalty at the very least, because they're saying that Arno Boort has come from the side and deliberately collapsed the maul, which sort of splits it off to the right. We're now trying to see if there is grounding. On-field decision is no try. I think Jan Hendrik Wessels has actually done quite well here. So I think he was about to ground, but I think he just does enough to make sure it's short, and then after that he gets his hand on the ball and sort of forces it to pop out the top. question is there any contact with the line with the ball? So I think the reason he's here, we don't have to check the rounds. I think he's going to award a penalty try here. Okay, well, right. So it's a penalty try. Then we're not even looking at the grounding. It's going to be a penalty try and a yellow card to Honor Burta. So that's a fantastic result from the Cheetahs. They get not only get a guaranteed 7-pointer, so they move up to 21 points. But Honor Burta will spend 10 minutes in the bin for deliberately collapsing more, which would have been a try scoring opportunity. So it is cynical. I think it's about a fair call, to be fair, because I think if he hadn't come from the side, they would have gone over. It was 3 of them. So the Super Sport records that the Bulls got the try there. I can assure you that they did not. And it is a yellow card for the home team. So we will see Honor Burta in the bin for the next 10 minutes. The Cheetahs are ahead once again. Now, can they sort of put their foot in the throat here? Matlali Morsi are looking for another run here so far. Started very brightly, has Morsi. Ran straight into Ruan Nokia, made a solid tackle. Once again, Cheetahs trying to look for a better angle. Now they go back to Masuku, who is not a kicker by trade, and sort of hacks that forward and finds touch by the 10-meter line. It's not the worst exit play. We've seen better, but I think they'll probably take that. Look, this game doesn't mean much for the Bulls apart from the fact of trying to get that home final, which I suppose is quite important. But the biggest thing here is that you want to try sort of starting to put things together. So it's a solid lineup there from Jan-Hendrik Wessels, who's now controlling the ball at the back of the maul. Bernardo is a penalty advantage in there, and they're on a bit of a run here. Are the Bulls? Bernardo's hanging on to Jan-Hendrik Wessels. He eventually goes down to the ground. The ball is available. They've got a penalty advantage here. Right on the left-hand side, Mark Hansen Furen goes to Steenekamp. Furen goes to Swanepoel. Look, I mean, I'll tell you one thing. If the Bulls don't get any points today, then the Sharks have got a glorious opportunity to try and give themselves a potential home finals. Johan Goosen has kicked that over the top, and that's not good defending from Cohen Jasper. It was a penalty anyway, so they'll go back for it. Johan Goosen trying to chip over the top there from Adosh Tumwe to Chase. So it looks like Ruan Nokia is the captain. Well, there seems to be a bit of confusion. One would think surely Cornel Hendricks is the captain. But with Honor Burta out, it looks like Ruan Nokia is, I don't know if he's decided he himself is the captain, but Marco Jansen Fury appeared to point towards Cornel Hendricks, which would make a lot more sense. But they've decided to go for the 3 points. They'll run the clock down. It's right up in front, so it should be a relatively simple task for Johan Goosen. Please just smash like on the video. I said we're trying to get up to 20 likes before half time. Let's try and see. Keep flashing out the mic. Let's try and see if we can get those likes up. Let's try and see if we can get the viewers up to over 100 as Jan Goosen pumps that over the middle to reduce the gap. 17 points, 21, just 4 points in it so far. Quite a high scoring game. Quite a couple of infringements on both sides. But now the Cheetahs will want to try and play a bit of a territory game. They've got a man advantage, so they want to try and get deep into the two Bulls territory and put them under pressure and start making that one-man advantage count. Whilst Honor Burta serves his time. Albert Low underneath the kickoff. It's a solid chase from Malcolm Yar. Now taking their time here are the Bulls. Marco Jansen setting up for the box kick. And a bit of a journeyman career as Marco Jansen Fury. He started at the Lions and was quite highly rated as a scrum half. Then sort of went to the sevens and tried to sort of make it in the sevens. Didn't really make it there. He found himself now at the Bulls. And I think Jake White really enjoys his versatility. He's a very, very big man as Marco Jansen Fury. So we've seen him playing at outside center. He's been seeing him playing on the wing now back at sort of scrum half, which is where he sort of came up through sort of the junior ranks. I think he's had a bad start to the game at scrum half. But you look at the size of him and you can understand why they've sort of tried to move him away from being a scrum half because he is just a bit of a giant. So now when there, Masuku now carrying it up, getting past the halfway line. Sikikete, Currie Jasper going early out to Aiden Davis out wide, who runs straight into Mark Jansen Fury and Albert Lowe. Albert Lowe making the tackle, getting up and going over, and conceding a penalty as well with that. So that's exactly what Cheetahs would want. Albert Lowe is protesting, but I don't think he had any rush to sort of contend for that ball. And Ruan Pino will knock this into. Oh, that looks like a really, really good touch finder, by the way. Aiden Davis coming off the wing there. Solid carry from him and Albert Lowe. It's a good tackle, but he definitely never released and had no right to play that ball. And Ruan Pino has found themselves right up against the touchline. He's found themselves just inside the 22 on the far side of the field. That's a very nice take there from Victor Sekiketa. I've been very, very impressed with his line work of late. Hasn't always sort of found it easy to get into the starting lineup, but on a bit of a run of games here, and he's really, really growing as a player. Very good lineup specialist, and this more sort of yeah, he knows what's going on. There's an advantage. It's sort of all collapse and stuff like that, and Steenkamp in trying to roll away has definitely disrupted that. There is a penalty advantage, so the Cheetahs are running it. Fortain spins out of the tackle from Lionel Poon. There is another penalty, so I'm sure Cheetahs will just knock this into the corner. Cheetahs says, can I ask how far is Ambrosio Pierre injury? So I saw a video of Ambrosio Pierre yesterday. He's back on a treadmill. So I think, look, he did have surgery, so I think he's a while back, but he was running yesterday. Wasn't sprinting or anything like that, but I think it's quite a slow sort of recovery. But hopefully the fact that he's up and running means that he will be back hopefully in the next month or two. I've got no idea what the official return date is. But I'll tell you what, the Bulls' more defense has not, apart from the one off the kickoff, it's not been fantastic today. Having said that, they've just disrupted the lineup there. Tian May has come on for ran off for Tame, by the way. I did wonder with that hit from lineup, who didn't look particularly good. I don't know if it's a permanent replacement of the blood, but Tian May is on the park, which means that Ruan Pino has probably started into fly half. It's not a great kick there from the Bulls after turning it over. So knock on from the lineup. So it's a scrum for the Bulls. Kevin says, if I'm not mistaken, the Bulls not go through a difficult period a couple of years back. Look at them now, such powerhouse team. They went through a very, very bad time with Pote as their coach. No, it's not even that far away. It's about 2 years ago, where they were sort of the bottom of the SA conference. I think the Emirates Lions went on like a 3 or 4 match winning streak against them. I think it was much more. I think it was about 5 or 6 games where they just keep beating the Bulls. So they made some big decisions. They got the checkbook out. They brought Jake White back in. They brought in a very, very good recruitment. I mean, you look at the side, it's a very different side to what we saw a couple of years ago, and back on top. So it shows you that it can be done. It can be done, but you've got to get the money involved, and you've got to recruit properly and intelligently. Matthew Dixon, hey Stephen, do you know maybe have an update regarding Peter Steph the toy? I haven't heard anything. I think it sounds like it could be touch and go whether we'll see him again this year. The initial sort of feeling from Jacques Nienaber initially after the injuries that he probably wouldn't play again this year. I don't know if there is a chance we might see him in the outgoing tour. I personally wouldn't risk him, to be honest. I think I would, especially in an outgoing tour. I think we'd probably like to see a couple of fresh new faces, and I think that Frank Moss has done a job. But I'd love to see somebody like Vincent Tuka if he's fit and firing again by then, which I'm not sure he would be, but it would be a nice addition to try and have a go in the number 7 or an Albert Lowe. So scrum there from the Bulls, and they've picked up and gone towards the back. So they're right on the 5-meter line. Marco Janssen and Fury asking for a couple of blockers. This will go back towards box kick himself. This into Van Furen. And he finds touch. That's actually a decent touch finder. But you look at the territory here, and the Cheetahs are sort of camping this in the Bulls' half. So this is going to be another opportunity. I don't think there can be that much time left for Arno Buerta in the sin bin. So if the Cheetahs want to make their advantage count, they probably need to do it now, because I reckon we could see Arno Buerta back in the next couple of minutes. Bit of a messy line win there. Yeah, may eventually go. Aiden Davis filling in at scrum half. Marnus van der Merwe. Tiame going to Ruan Pino now sitting in the number 10 position. Going to Masuku inside ball to Malcolm Yao, who slips and then runs into Jan-Hendrik Wessels and Johan Goosen, but the Cheetahs are all the way back to their 10-meter line, so kind of need someone to get a bit of go for momentum. Pino goes to Masuku. Now Masuku goes into the left boot. And it will trickle into touch just ahead of the 22. Probably not the best kick from Masuku. I think he wanted to try and make that contestable and try and put a bit of pressure under the Bulls player. I don't think he actually wanted to find touch there. I think that is Arno Buerta back on the park, so the Bulls back to a full contingent. So it wasn't the worst result, I suppose. They trailed by 4 with the yellow card, so they managed to sort of negotiate it really relatively well. That 3 points obviously making quite a nice difference. How much time is left? Well, I don't know if you're talking about the yellow card. If you're talking about the yellow card, then it's done. If you're talking about in general, well, there's 7 minutes to go until half time. That's why I've got the clock. Right, Jan-Hendrik Wessels. It'll be Swanepoel and Ruan Nokia as your options there. With Albert Lowe as well. Swanepoel at the front. Pops it to Marco Janssen and Fury. It's a horrible ball to Arno Buerta. It's a really good pickup. Puts his head down, runs into Matlali Mossi and Aiden Davis. Now, Jan Goosen, he's almost solved. Oh, that's fantastic play from Arno Buerta. Brilliant stuff there. Spun out the tackle, took the hit, and then got a really good offload there. Nice go for a ball here from the Bulls. Arno Buerta, once again, just sort of the way he sort of spins and moves around makes it very difficult to bring down. Always seems to manage to free up his hands. We've got an advantage for our high tackle here, and the penalty has been awarded. It's against Mornay Smith, I think. Interesting that, I mean, Lionel Pooh was playing in sort of the second and third tier. I think it was actually in the third tier of French rugby at one stage. But Jake White obviously seeing something that he likes out there. And look, he's got a fantastic offload game, does Lionel Pooh. And you've seen, because he's got a really good skill set. You've seen a bit of that skill set today. The pass from Goosen, was I wouldn't say a hospital pass, but it was quite telegraphed. So it was a lot of pressure on Lionel Pooh. But first thing he did was spin out of it. Got his hands free, got a really good offload off there. That's a very nice line up there to Ruan Nokia, but the sack looks pretty good from the Cheetahs. Jan-Hendrik Wessels bursts out. He throws one player off. He's still going up to the 22 from Jan-Hendrik Wessels. Anselm Fury goes to the left. Albert Lowe puts his head down, gets away from one, gets away from another, eventually brought down by Louis van der Vestes and Tian Meyer. Marco Anselm Fury cut up ball towards Wessels, who almost trying to get the ball away, eventually held on to it. Now Goosen goes to Lionel Pooh. Ball out to Stierkamp, running the hands. Creel, chicken wing pass out to Madosh Tumwe. Nice, needs to cut inside. Runs towards a bit of support. Hendricks decides to straighten. Oh, it looks like a bit of a high tackle there from Victor Segekete. Yeah, it's a bit of a blow onto Cornel Hendricks. That was not a great tackle from Victor Segekete. Immediately apologize. I think Cornel Hendricks is a little bit sore. Kevin says, will be awesome if you can do English Premier League game too. So I think tomorrow we actually might be doing, I might be doing the United game. We actually haven't done a football watch along, but we've been waiting to find the best one. I think we might start doing one a weekend. Not a good tackle there for Victor Sekete. So I will confirm tonight, but I think I might be live tomorrow for Manchester United versus Wolves. With Ronaldo signing, I think I got to get on there and chat a bit of footy. But a good thing is Cornel Hendricks seems to be okay to continue. It wasn't a great tackle from Sekete, a bit of a shot to the face of Cornel Hendricks. And the Bulls have decided to kick towards the corner. The young Hendrik Wessel certainly getting a lot of practice with his line of throw. Now, last time they went towards the back of the line. This time they go to the front to Ruan Nokia. The sack this time isn't as quick. Starting to get them all. It's a bit slow to get going, but now we're starting to get a bit of ascendancy. Now they're on the bit of a run here, are the Bulls. Edging close towards the 5. Jan Hendrik Wessel controlling it at the back. Right up against the touchline. They're still going. They're still going, are the Bulls. It's still going. I'll tell you what, this could be a try here, you know. Yup, they've scored it. That is a hell of a maul. Well, I think it's Jan Hendrik Wessels who does have it. Yep. It's the SC under 20 star. It's his third Carling Currie Cup try. But that was a fantastic maul. Took a while to get going, but eventually sort of started edging forward. Nobody panicked. They went towards the touchline. They sort of kept coming inside. The structure was really impressive. You know the sort of mauls where you just can't really defend. It was messy, but you could see the forwards just, even as they start to break apart, still doing their sort of their hard work, making sure they're sucking players in within the Cheetahs. And eventually they go over. So Jan Goosen will have a pretty difficult kick from the left-hand side. The Bulls taking the lead for the first time since they took the lead in about the 5th or 6th minute when Lionel Pooh made that fantastic break before Marco Jansen and Furen went over. But after that, it was all Cheetahs. And now Jan Goosen, right up against the left-hand touchline, will have a chance to make this a 3-point game with just 1.5 minutes left before the break. TJ Rasmus says, "Go Bulls, you can win." Jan Goosen has struck that well. Will it come inside? It does. It's a solid kick there from the Bulls fly half. He makes the points 24-21 with 90 seconds left on the clock. Jan Hendrik Wessels, the 19-year-old, has his try. I mean, you can see something like Ruan Nokia there. He's got 2 or 3 Cheetahs players there and just doing really, really well to try and make sure that he's doing his part, keeping them away. Very, very hard work there in that maul from the Bulls. Oh, and Ulrich Lowe has spilt it forward. Morris van der Merwe has burst over. So the Cheetahs on the attack immediately. It's a horrible moment from Ulrich Lowe. He obviously made quite a call. Ran straight towards the ball and spilt it forward. So now Ivadi Boshoff. The Cheetahs are immediately on the back. Matlani Morsi puts his head down. He's driven back from Morne Smith and Ruan Nokia. It's very good defense. They've got an advantage here from the Cheetahs. I don't know if it's a penalty advantage. I think it is, you know. Suku inside ball to Boshoff. He struggles with one. He's still going as Boshoff. He's eventually brought down by Swanepoel. Tiamer goes to Kutsia. Now Louis van der Westhuizen. She's in the front foot chair going towards the left-hand side. They go to Ruan Pienaar. He goes to Masuku right now. What will Masuku do? He measures up Cornel Hendrickson, is brought down by him as well as Janko Swanepoel. Made a few meters there. Cheetahs are just slowly but surely trying to make their way towards that try line. All of this from a Bosch kickoff retake there from Ulrich Lowe. So it's not a good moment from the Bulls number 8. Mayer now going to Ruan Pienaar. They're going to the touchline. They're still got an advantage. So it is a penalty advantage. The siren has gone. The big tight here. That's a solid carry there from the Cheetahs. Quick ball. Aiden Davis takes a big hit. Right. Pienaar throws the ball out wide to Matlani Morsi. Steps inside. Oh, he tried to get the Hail Mary offload. He knows if it went to hand, it could have been on there. But there is a penalty advantage. So what will the Cheetahs do? It's right up in front. So Ruan Pienaar can go and take the 3 points. He will take the 3 points and try and level up the scores as they go in towards half time. But this is what I talk about, you know, the importance of taking your kickoff. And that Ulrich Lowe, you know, it was obviously an early call because he came steaming towards it. And on the sort of run, just straight through the middle, straight out through the basket. And immediately the Cheetahs on the front foot. A couple of nice inside balls there. Good, fairly solid Bulls defense, it must be said. But Ruan Pienaar now, right in front. Slots it, takes the 3. 24 points apiece, 48 points in the half. Halftime score over in Pretoria is 24 all. It's a pretty decent clash so far. It got a lot better because the early stages we started to wonder this might get a little bit childish in terms of the scoreline and just no defense. But it did get a little bit better with the tackling. We've seen some good moments. We've seen some sloppy moments. Probably not the best half of rugby, but a couple of decent moments there. And the Cheetahs, whilst you know they're out of the competition, they can't make the semi-finals, but they're definitely they definitely want to go out with a bit of a bang. They don't want to just sort of wither out and leave with a half or a game that kind of sums up their campaign. I'm gonna take a short break, go to the bathroom, grab a drink. I'm sticking to water today. I'm not no beer for me. Um, but if you're grabbing a beer or you need a bit of a refill, then go and get that sorted. And I'll join you guys in a couple of minutes for the second half. Before I come back, I would like to see us hit 20 likes, people. Like the people are not liking the video. There's 100 of you watching, and we've got 13 likes. These are rookie numbers. Let's pump these numbers up. Let's try and get 20 likes by the time I get back. Please do subscribe to the channel as well. We're trying to get up to 6,500, so we've got another 67 to go. So feel free to start subscribing as well. I'll see you guys in a little bit. That's a horrendous way to come back. Sorry. Everybody, and welcome back to Forever Sports on Forever Rugby. Forever Rugby on Forever Sports. And it is the second half, and I look like I've just eaten some cocaine. So I just had like a white street, so I look horrendous there. But anyway, we're back. The players are back on the park, and we've got 40 minutes left of the Cheetahs in the Currie Cup in 2021. They'll be returning next year in January when the Currie Cup gets back underway. For the Bulls, they're playing for a home final. A home final, assuming they get past semi-final, but to sort of finish top of the log. So there's still got a bit of work to do. 24 points apiece over in Pretoria. A couple of first-class substitutions. We've got Ruan Pino. He's currently operating at fly half, with Tian Mayer coming on about halfway. Actually, more than that. Probably about 30 minutes into the game. We've also had Ruan Combrink on for the Bulls. Not that we've seen any of them, really. And, yeah, I mean, if you look at the first half, and I think it's all about territory, isn't it? At the moment, the Cheetahs just dominating the territory, which has made all the difference. And I think they'll probably be quite frustrated that they haven't sort of made the territory count a little bit more. But, managing to level things up right before half time with that 3-pointer was a nice way to end it. So it really is anyone's game. It might as well be 0-0 as Johan Goosen gets ready to get back underway. The whistle is on. The Bulls playing now left to right as Johan Goosen goes pretty deep towards Matlani Mosi, who's had quite a physical and big game. He gets wrapped up there by Ruan Nokia. And eventually a couple of his teammates start carrying him forward. They do lose safety 22, though, with that. I don't know what he's got even the mic there, but somebody's losing their mind. But Aiden Davis, meanwhile, has gone a bit. Oh, that's a big tackle on him. Victor Sekakete, that's another big tackle on him from Jan Hendrik Wessels. But the Cheetahs getting themselves almost up to the 20 and the 10 meter. Ruan Pino going wide, bringing in Matlani Mosi, who steps inside, sees a bit of space. He's wrapped up by Ulrich Lowe, as well as I think it's David Creel. Sorry, Cornel Hendricks there. It's penalty against Cornel Hendricks for not rolling on the ground. So penalty there for the Cheetahs, which is a nice result for them. But an interesting couple sort of 40 minutes ahead. And let me know what you think. Who's taking this at full time? What are your full-time score predictions as Ruan Pino pumps that into Bulls territory? That is a ridiculous kick from the looks of it. I think he's just put them from inside his own half on the 5 meter. He's put them on the 5 meter line. That is a sensational kick from Ruan Pino. He's currently playing at fly half. So, well, I mean, it doesn't get any better than this in terms of early opportunity to try and put some points on you. Louis van der Westhuizen's got the ball in hands. Quite a slow Cheetahs pack getting there. One imagine that this will go straight to Victor Sekakete, who's been the line-out go-to for the Cheetahs throughout the entire match. Will they go for rolling more? It worked for them last time. They managed to get a penalty try, and Arno Buerta got sent to the bin. So let's see what the Cheetahs can cook up early in the second half. It does go to Sekakete, who fumbles it, and it falls down. And Johan Goosen is the man that bursts away with the ball. There gets brought down on the 22. So that's not a good line-out from Louis van der Westhuizen and Victor Sekakete. Cornel Hendricks is wrapped up. So the Bulls have turned the ball over. They're inside the 22. I think Johan Goosen did go over the 22, so I'm not sure if they do have the safety of the 22. We'll find out with this kick here. Johan Goosen going to the boot. He does find touch. So obviously did have the safety of the 22. And that'll go and touch about 15 to 20 meters on from the 22. So it's not a good line-out. I mean, just with the fingertips of Victor Sekakete, I don't think he got as high as he would have wanted to. But they have an opportunity now to try and sort of fix it up. They've got it's about 10 meters on from the 22. Now on the left-hand side of the park. But that's a big chance gone begging for the Cheetahs. They were right on the 5 meters. So a decent set piece there could have really set them up nicely and could have gotten themselves underway for the second half. They go to the front of the line at this time. And that's another massive stuff up there with a complete miscommunication and booking, as we sort of referred from Louis van der Westhuizen. So that's two pretty poor lineouts back to back. So the throw's not straight to the core, which I think's a little harsh, They went to the front. So as he went up, they then went to the front. I mean, I think not straight by like a couple of centimeters. So I think that's a bit of a harsh call. 871 kgs is the Bulls pack. 846 is the Cheetahs. Hooper says, who's Bulls number 8 is Albert Lowe. Kevin says, the end of year tour. Who plays against Wales, England, perhaps Scotland, if not mistaken. I know we're playing Wales, and I'm pretty sure we're playing Ireland. I think we're playing England as well. I'm not entirely sure what our fixtures are. Let's actually check those out. I know we're playing Wales. That much I do know. And I know that Wales are coming here. Oh, they've gone down there. The Bulls. It's available at the back there. It's a slip. There's the call. They will use it. Cornel Hendricks puts his head down, runs into Ruan Pienaar. That's a bit harsh. Ruan Pienaar trying to sort of roll in around there. So it's a penalty to the Bulls, which allows Johan Goosen a free go to try and get there and sort of win them some territory. Pretty solid scrums. The scrums have generally gone towards the Bulls, but there haven't been like massive dominance apart from that one scrum, which then Albert Lowe picked up and sort of waltzed his way over. Johan Goosen finding touch well inside the Cheetahs half, so a chance now for the Bulls to sort of start asserting a bit of their dominance. They haven't really throughout the game. They've made their opportunities count over the Bulls, but they haven't had a lot of territory. So they'll want to sort of spend a bit of time now in the Cheetah 22 and just sort of calm things down maybe and just sort of grow into the half. They started the half off very, very well last time. Penalty counts are pretty even. The Bulls conceding more penalties, but I mean it goes Bulls, Bulls, Cheetahs, Bulls, Bulls, Cheetahs, Bulls, Bulls, Cheetahs. So they are conceding 2 penalties to every Cheetahs, one in sort of the last about 8 or 9 penalties. But generally I wouldn't say it's been that one way. Just past the 10-meter line, Johan Vessels goes towards the back, towards Ulrich Lowe, who fumbles it. And I think it's a knock on there. Yeah, it would a knock on from Ulrich Lowe down to Morris Smith. So the lineouts, well, they're kind of falling apart at the moment. That's been 2 really poor lineouts from the Cheetahs. And now a poor lineout there. Ulrich Lowe going to the top there. You've got to hold on to that. Oh, it's disrupted there by Aiden Davis, who pulls his arm away. So the call is foul play in the lineup because he played his arm. So Aiden Davis there, putting the arm away of Ulrich Lowe, which is why he knocked it on. So it's foul play, and it will be a penalty to the Bulls. So Jan Goosen can get themselves even closer to the try line. So it's a bit of a poor error to make from Aiden Davis. You can see he goes up there and then just pulls the arm away from Ulrich Lowe in the air, which is why he knocks it on. So I think almost a sneaky one. Almost got away with it there from Aiden Davis. I think the call came from the TMO. But Jan Goosen's got them up to the 5 meters. Right, now, this is the time for a good line. They go to Ruan Nokia, as they usually do, and under a bit of pressure. It's an early shove, so there's surely be a penalty there. Yeah, it's a penalty there from the early shove there from the Cheetahs. And the Cheetahs, all of a sudden, under a bit of pressure, just losing their discipline a little bit, conceding a couple of back-to-back penalties. Jan Goosen once again knocked this into touch, and they'll have another go, but that was clearly pushing before the man was down. So possession has been 48-52 in favor of the Cheetahs, but territory 29-71. They go to the front of the lineup through Ruan Nokia. Almost, I think it was almost an early shove there from the Cheetahs, but now the Bulls just sort of withering the storm a little bit. Now sort of breaking off to the left as the more. Still going. Eventually it goes down. There's an advantage there for the Bulls. And here we go. You're going to see somebody, going to lose somebody to the bin. Well, it's Victor Sekeketa. He's been binned there from a couple of back-to-back penalties. And all of a sudden, the momentum could shift the other way with the Cheetahs now going down to 14 men. That's the third, I think it's the 4th penalty they've actually now conceded in a row. Once again, Jan Goosen will knock that into touch. But Victor Sekekete, like Arno Botha did in the first half, he'll spend 10 minutes in the bin. So 5th time's the charm. Ruan Nokia once again. Big early shove there from the Cheetahs. They timed it well enough, but here comes the counter shove from the Bulls. Eventually, you see now starting to move. Jan Hendrik Wessels controlling it pretty well. And that's so easy. As soon as they got that more going eventually, it was only going to end one way. The Bulls get the first points of the second half. Jan Hendrik Wessels has his 2nd of the day, 4th of the season. Yeah, nothing complicated about that from the Bulls. Straight out to Ruan Nokia. Straight down. Formulate that more. Get it all set up. And there we go. You can see it just takes a while. And now the legs start pumping. Janko's trying to pull the man right at the front there. Ruan Nokia pulling everybody through, and Jan Hendrik Vessel's just on the back there, going for a bit of a ride, then popping down and saying, "Thanks, chaps, I'll take a second." It's part of Bulls rugby, isn't it? It's just the brutality. It's the physical nature of them. They've got a heavier pack by a good 30 kgs. And that was before Victor Sigakete was sent off. So a man down, and Bulls making it count. Jan Goosen has kicked 4 from 4 so far, 3 conversions and a penalty. This on the right-hand side of the park. He's watching it. Oh, yeah, about to say he was watching it. He wasn't convinced with that kick, and it comes off the top of the bar there. So, first kick of the day missed by Jan Goosen. The score remained 29 points to 24. Cheetahs a man down, and now 5 points behind. No, machine can't be doing this. Sort yourself out. Sort yourself out. So that's the bonus point try for the Bulls, which is quite a big thing. They've got themselves at least 1 point out of the game. Right, Jacques Duplessis is on the park in place of Janko Swanepoel. Interesting to see how he's gone on. The very big signing there, Ruan Nokia. Ruan coming under the kickoff there. First sort of bit of involvement we've seen from him. Quite a quiet debut for the Bulls so far. Oh, Marco Jansen Fierre's kick has gone straight up. And Madosh Tumwe is not challenged there. Managed to take it off there out low. Hands off one, gets away from another. Eventually brought down. Manus van der Werve, very good over the ball there. But it pops up and Ruan Nokia is alert to the threat. I think it's a knock on there from the Cheetahs, from Manus van der Werve. It's a good win on the ground before knocking it on. So it will be a scrum to the Bulls on the 10-meter line towards the right-hand side of the park inside Bulls territory. Kevin says, I think the Lions must try to get the service of Puma's coach. He is very talented. You are preaching to the converted, my man. Jimmy Stonehouse, get him in. Get him in. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Jimmy Stonehouse. And I was saying for a while that I'd like to see him at a big union and see what he can do. So I really, really hope that the Lions, at the very least, they've got to be talking to them. Surely they've got to be talking to them. Oh, he's gone down there on the far side there. There's Mornay Smith. So I think it could be a penalty against the Cheetahs. Yeah, penalty for the Cheetahs. You could see Mornay Smith went down there very, very quickly. So it's a nice result for them. It was a Bulls put in. And with a man down, winning a scrum penalty, that's the perfect result. Because now Bjorn Pino can kick that towards the corner. They can run the clock down. Probably was they're missing their number one line-out jumper. But Bjorn Pino looks like that's another very good kick. He's kicked right up onto the 5-meter line. Just such a class player is Ruan Pino. He's got all the experience in the world. They don't come much more experience than Ruan Pino. And he almost just looks like he's got more time all the time. But he's kicked themselves right into the 5-meter. So the Cheetahs now with a chance to try and hit back and try and level things with a try of their own. So Louis van der Westhuizen now, they had 2 really poor lineouts earlier on in the second half. So he needs to make sure he hits his man, which will probably be Renier Bernardo. It is Renier Bernardo. He goes up, goes down to Manus van der Merwe. Jacques Duplessis. Well, it's moving. It's moving as the maul. It's moving. It's very lateral. It's very lateral. Jacques Duplessis, is he through the middle there? I think people players come through the middle. I think this could be a turnover ball here from the Bulls. I mean, we've got Bulls on the Cheetah side. We've got Cheetahs on the Bulls side. Who knows what's going on here? I think they've used it. It's popped off to the side. It has been turned over. That's a really, really good defense there from the Bulls. Jacques Duplessis is back on the park and immediately shoving a couple of people around, as he often does. That's a really good maul defense there from the Bulls. It looked at one stage like the Cheetahs were going to be able to splinter off. But Jacques Duplessis came through the middle. A couple of Bulls players in through the middle as well. Eventually, they tried to use it. They broke away, but no, definitely don't have to release or anything like that, as it was still the maul, and they do turn the ball over. Right, a couple of subs now. We've got Van Vuren on for Coetzee, and Ferreira departs, and he's replaced by Van Wyk in the front row. So 2 new props for the Cheetahs, as well as Jacques Van Rooyen on for Mornay Smith for the Bulls. So Mornay Smith, after conceding that penalty, that's his last involvement of the game. So Jacques Van Rooyen in a tight head for the Bulls. Defensive scrum on the 5 meter. Jacques van Rooyen, part of the very big ex-Lions contingent. You know, Mark Jansen Furen, Lionel Mapu, Harold Forster, Ron Cornbrink, a number of Emirates Lions players who were part of that sort of revolutionary time. And that's the first penalty of the day for Jacques van Rooyen. I think it's actually against Van Veek. I think it's actually a penalty. I think it was on Stinekam's side, but the Bulls winning the penalty there on the 5 meter line. So that's frustrating from the Cheetahs, who didn't take their opportunity, and now after conceding that penalty have allowed a free sort of exit there to Johan Currie, who says, "Thank you very much. I'll get up towards the 10 meter line, about 5 meters short, and we can sort of slowly work our way back towards Cheetahs territory." And you can see straight down on the other side there, Andrew Vessels goes to Ruan Okia. It's another messy line out. They do keep it though to the Bulls. But the lineouts have not been particularly good in the second half on both sides. It's about third or fourth lineout, which is a bit messy. But the Bulls do have the ball at the base of the rack with Marco Jansen and Furen. Malcolm Yawatamwe was a very good kick chase. He was uncontested, and he takes that and wins possession back for the Bulls. Right before the halfway point. Now Jan Goosen looks up, sees a bit of space, stabs the ball in behind, and that's a very nice kick. You saw the space there, which was left vacant after Malcolm Yar came in to try and take that kick, and he's pinned the Cheetahs all the way back inside their own 22. I mean, the first kick off there from Marco Jansen was uncontested from the Cheetahs, so it was a bit poor from them because Madosh Tamwe came steaming through, and nobody even touched him as he took it on and won possession back. And with Malcolm Yar having come off his line, Johan Goosen then spotting the space in behind, kicks it in, lands just beyond the 22 and just sort of rolls into touch. And then all of a sudden, the Cheetahs have got a defensive line. 16 kicks of hand so far from the Bulls, just the 9 from the Cheetahs. So Bulls are kicking more. Oh, that's another messy line out. It's another messy line. Jacques van Rooyen is desperately trying to get there. He doesn't have the pace. So Ruan Pienaar will clean up. Oh, he's offside there, surely. Yeah, I mean, come now, mate. Dangerous tackle is the cause. It's a penalty to the Cheetahs. I mean, I think it was offside there from the Bulls. There was a dangerous tackle apparently on Ruan Pienaar, so it's a penalty against the Bulls. Ruan Pienaar will now continue to hope to try and find some pretty impressive touch finds. He's been a bit safer there, but he does find touch on the 22, on the 10 meter rather. The kicking for touch so far from Ruan Pienaar has been fantastic, but the lineouts just aren't functioning. With a seatbelt tackle, I think is the call there against Jacques van Rooyen. So a line on the 10 meter that does go to hand, goes to Ruan Pienaar, who goes to Marnus van der Merwe. Now TMA back to Ruan Pienaar, who goes to Cohen Jasper. Malcolm Yar joining the line there. Gets away from one, gets away from another. He's still going as Malcolm Yar. Oh, the ball just ripped on his back, but there is a penalty advantage for offside against the Bulls. So another penalty against the Bulls. And discipline from both sides, just lacking a little bit in the first sort of 15 minutes of the second half. Couple of poor penalties to concede. They're going to have a shot at goal here. Ruan Pienaar wants to get himself within winning distance. Try and run down the time here. We've got Vetasek Keita doing some push-ups on the side as he gets ready to come back on. I think it's against Anapu once again. It's the second time he's been penalized for offside. Please just smash like on the video. This chance to even get us to over 100 people watching. Please subscribe to the channel as well if you are new. Obviously, we'll be live again for the Sharks versus Western Province game, which is the big one. A quarterfinal from the Western Province, and not one that they can just afford to just win. They need to win quite substantially against the Sharks. Sharks playing for a potential home final if this game goes their way as well. So lots to play for in the last sort of 24 minutes in this game, as well as the full 80 in the following game. So make sure you smash like on the video and come and hang out for the rest of the day as Ruan Pienaar puts that over. Oh, it actually comes off the post. I thought it was going straight to the middle, and it's been knocked forward there by Ruan Cornbrink. And the Cheetahs all of a sudden are on the attack on the 5 meter. they've got an advantage. They've got a penalty advantage. I mean, it's knock-on advantage. But Cohen Jasper, who's been very good, gets away from one, trying to find a bit of space. He's still going very laterally. He's eventually brought down by Jacques Duplessis. And the Bulls turn it over on the ground and win a penalty. Well, almost being punished there was Ruan Combrink, who after the ball hit the post, then very sort of almost lackadaisically went for it and knocked it on, and the Cheetahs were immediately on the front foot. Imperial Mantanzima's on the park. Cohen Jasper was stepping away from one. Yeah, see, handoff, step away from Gerson, gets away from Nokia, eventually brought down by Jacques Duplessis. And it's the new boy, Imperial Mantanzima, on the ball very, very quickly, winning the penalty on the ground. Very nice work there from the number one prop there. Very, very talented player is Mantanzima. Very good in the loose. His scrumming is coming along as well. So some very talented young props at the Bulls at the moment as that ball goes right over the top. And Louis van der Westhuizen burst from there. So the line-out is just... the line-outs have been terrible today. Really have. Now, Boshoff. Oh, no, if Duncan Saul had taken that, he was away. He was away. Now, I don't know what Cohen Jasper, I think it's Cohen Jasper, is asking for. Almost got the sort of down the right-hand side there. Knocking it on was Duncan Saul. But yeah, I mean, Jan-Hendrik Wessels, I don't know what, just completely gets the timing wrong there. Louis van der Westhuizen, the man that was quick onto it. Then the Cheetahs going towards the right-hand side, and the knock-on came from Duncan Saul. But yeah, we've got Joe van Zyl now on the park for Jan-Hendrik Wessels, who I think, lineouts are going to be an issue. I think in the first half they were decent, but we have seen quite a couple of messy ones. And if he can't sort of that set piece, they're moving into hooker, and I think it's because of his scrummaging ability. And now he's looking good at hooker in the loose, but if he can't be more accurate at the lineouts, there always seems to be that one or two lineouts where he can't find his jumper, which will be a bit of an issue. Who was oldest player still playing? Perhaps Ruan and Mornay, these two Francis Day. I think Ruan Pino's the oldest. Ruan Pino's 37, so I think he's older than Mornay Day. Right, so Albert Lowe off the back of the scrum there, burst ahead, is brought down by Tion Meyer. And the Cheetahs back to a full contingent, so I can remove that yellow card. All over the top there from Mokiatson Fairness, fielded by Duncan Saul. He's got Cohen Jasper next to him. Cohen Jasper throws a pass out wide to Siamasuku. He goes to Ivali Bosch, a centre partner who manages to stay inside. David Creel's got his hands all over that ball. Well, I thought he did, but the ball's actually nowhere near him. Right, Sekikete back from his 10 minutes in the sin bin, carrying it up. The Cheetahs up to the 10-meter line, going towards the blind side. Inside ball from Boshoff to Cohen Jasper. A very good take on the ground for Van der Westhuizen. Ruan Pino goes pretty flat to Bernardo, gets over the advantage line. Mantanzima once again over that and winning another penalty. Well, I'll tell you what, bit of a breakdown specialist here is Imperial Mantanzima. It's two back-to-back jackals over the ball there from the young prop. Very, very nice ball on the ground there. She's looking quite good. And once again, Imperial Mantanzima quick to the breakdown. Gets his hands over there. I mean, he's a big boy. Very, very difficult to move. And Johan Goosen can once again kick his way towards Cheetahs territory. That's a very nice touch finder from Johan Goosen as well. Won't quite be on the 5 meter, but not far off. See, big tackle by Joe van Zyl, and boom, Jacques Duplessis. He gets moved, but Imperial Mantanzima, well, you're not moving him. You're not moving him. All right, number 6, Wise been subbed. That's Marnus van der Merwe. I thought he actually had quite a good game. He started off terribly with that early knock-on, but after that grew into the game and was quite a solid outing, I think, there from the Cheetahs flank. Right, that's better there from Fazell. That's a huge counter initial shove there from the Cheetahs, but they have all sort of fallen down, so the Bulls can get them running more back underway, and they're going on a bit of a run here. Own player going down, so there's no advantage. Keegan Johannes on at scrum half. Very talented young player. Mantanzima, that's a very nice carry from him. Keegan Johannes throws it out wide, and Madosh Tamwe strolls over. Well, there we go. It's been coming. It's been coming. They've had quite a lot of opportunity down in the Cheetahs territory, and that's a nice try. A Moore, which is initially well defended, then got a bit of momentum, went down because of their own play, and Keegan Johannes Quickly goes to Zima, who takes a big hit. Very nice leg drive. And as the Cheetahs are retreating and trying to sort of get their defensive setup, Keegan Johannes says, "Thank you very much." Cut out pass. Aaron Smith out wide to Madosh Tambwe, who strolls over for the Bulls' fifth try of the game. 34-24 with 19 minutes to go. I'll fix my clock. We're about a minute ahead of where the game is. That's a big moment in the game, and I think that the Bulls now can just start turning the screws, really. Bench having a bit of an impact, and Peter Munton-Zima's had two very good penalty victories at the breakdown. A nice carry there as well. Jan Goosen goes straight down the middle with the conversion, so 36 points to 24, and the Bulls now starting to sort of you kind of sort of expect that playing at altitude, this Bulls side will sort of start to punish you as the game goes on, and you can see the frustration there, and the Cheetahs just no defensive line really, and Malcolm Yar probably the man you need to be watching out for Madosh Tambwe, but the cut-up pass from Keegan Johannes was very, very good. I mean, it's another try to Madosh Tambwe. If he keeps scoring them, he's going to become a hard man to ignore for high honors. Coming underneath there. Brings out his boot. Right, so Ruan coming off the kickoff there, finding touch on the 10-meter line, or the Bulls 10-meter line. So the Cheetahs, and if they want to get anything out of this game, they want to try and finish on a high. They need to try and score relatively quickly. 17 minutes, 12 points down is the order of the day. Victor Sekekete deciding on what the lineup will be. Louis van der Westhuizen is still in the park. Don't know how much longer he will be. And that's another messy line. Jacques Van Rooyen burst on the back of it. So the lineouts really haven't worked very well in the second half. Louis van der Westhuizen, as I said, I don't think we'll see him on for much longer because the lineouts are just not operating at the moment. It's another very big lineout loss. And all of a sudden, the Bulls on the attack, trying to get themselves up to the halfway line. Not supporting his weight there. It's a penalty against the Cheetahs. Interfering the man, and Johan Goosen once again will kick towards the touch and give the Bulls another opportunity to try and score some even more points. Eleven penalties conceded by the Bulls throughout the game, 10 by the Cheetahs. Van Zyl will put this ball into the lines. They're just inside 22 on the left-hand side of the field. You've got Jacques du Plessis, so it's quite a big line jumper in the front there, but they will go to Ruan Nokia at the back. Jacques du Plessis wrapping around the back there, runs straight into man there, right. Albert Lowe now getting away from one, stepping inside. Keegan Johannes looking for some quick distribution. He goes to Lionel Poo running on the angle. Ruan Pino just manages to hold on. And it's a very, very good penalty. Well, we said that Louis van der Westhuizen can't be on for much longer. And Wilma Arnoldi has come in, made a big tackle, and made a very, very important penalty win at the breakdown. It was a desperate tackle from Ruan Pino as Lionel Poo running on the angle. Eventually brings him down right in front of Wilma Arnoldi. Quick as a flash, all over that ball. And winning the penalty and relieving the pressure from the Cheetahs as Ruan Pino then finds touch just ahead of the 10-meter line. He was on there so quickly with Wilma Arnoldi, and eventually does lose the ball forward, but did enough to try and win the penalty. It's a very, very big win because I think that there was only going to be one result at the moment. It looked like Bulls all the way. Kevin says, "Can I ask questions? How do you deal with rude comments?" If I may ask, it depends. I mean, if people don't like what they see, it's fine. If you're going to be stupid about it, then well, you know what it is. I live by the rule of one. So if one person enjoys what I do, then that's enough for me. If people don't like, you know, my opinion is, if people don't like what they see, if you don't like it, leave. No one's paying you to be here. No one's paying you to watch it. I have a good time doing this. I think a lot of you guys seem to have a good time doing this. So if people don't enjoy it, then whatever. And I don't know. I think you'd have to be. I think it's a bit of introspection. If you've got nothing else to do than to go onto somebody else's YouTube and go and write rude comments or something like that. Now, I think it speaks more about you than it does about me. That's my attitude towards it. As the Cheetahs concede a very, very poor penalty, it was a decent line-out win there, and as they're sort of booting it ahead, man offside there, so they've allowed the ball straight back into it, and that's Open Mohoja, who's literally walked onto the park and conceded a penalty. And this time the Bulls going for the 3 points, trying to sort of shut up shop. Yeah, as I said, I mean, it's if you want to come on here and I wouldn't say most of them are abusive. If you want to come on here and put rude comments and whatever, it's just I don't really care, to be honest. Um, yeah, I'm not doing this. It's not like I'm doing this because I'm getting paid money or anything like that. So I'm doing this because I enjoy doing it. If you want to enjoy doing it with me, great. If you don't, then don't. Go somewhere else. But yeah, so as a stage, I mean, Bulls will move up to 49 points with the bonus point victory here. So the Sharks later are playing for nothing really. They're guaranteed now that even if they win next week, they will go to the Bulls for the final if those two teams are the winners. But what the Sharks are doing is they're playing to try and keep the Western Province out of semi-finals. So they've still got quite a big job ahead of them, and the Pumas will be desperately asking Sean Everett to try and do them a favor. Adjust my clock a couple of seconds ahead. A couple of substitutions here for the Bulls. Right, Ruan Pino going towards the left-hand side from the restart. Ruan Nokia, always reliable, whatever he has to do. Under the high ball there. Now Jacques C will carry it up. It's a nice strong tackle on him from Opa Mohoje, trying to make amends from the penalty just conceded. I suppose I should add the extra 3 points that Johan Goosen did just slot. And speak of the devil, Johan Goosen will find touch. Not find touch. Right, so Ruan Pino, what can they do in the counter attack? Duncan Sol measuring up his options, going a bit laterally and eventually running into Jacques van Rooyen. Now going to the left-hand side, Open Mohoje, going on a bit of a carry there. After the 10-meter, Tian Meyer going to Ruan Pino. David Brits onto the park now there, making a few meters. Tian Meyer, Ruan Pino going to Open Mohoje. Mohoje measuring up Cornel Hendricks. Almost been my teammate, I think, actually. Tian Meyer going a bit of a snipe. He's almost through Tian Meyer. He's got no support. Throws the ball back. Very nice take by Aiden Davis. Malcolm Yard down the side. He needs support. Can he get his hands free? No, he can't. Now, where's the support? It eventually comes, but it's been turned over by the Bulls. Ruan Nokia comes away with it. It was a really good break from Tian Meyer and Malcolm Yard, but the rest of the Cheetahs, they just didn't react. So no support play, and the Bulls turning the ball over. Keegan Johannes going to Jacques Duplessis. I'll try and get a bit of an angle, and I'm sure Johan Goosen will just pump this downfield. Almost a really good moment there from Tian Meyer. It was a very nice break. Nice little bit of handling there from Aiden Davis and Malcolm Yard, but just not enough support play. Right, Keegan Johannes will go himself to the boot, and that's not a great touch finder, but he does find touch. And I think 2 more subs here from the Cheetahs as we move into almost the last sort of 10 minutes of the Cheetahs Currie Cup campaign. And you see Malcolm Yard desperately looking for support, and just, I mean, you got to bust a gut and actually try and get there. And Labuskakny there just, it was uncontested, just went straight over the ball and waited for the hit, rode the hit, turned the ball over. Very easy, but it wasn't a great kick from Keegan Johannes, so the lineout will be on the 22 for Vilma Arnaldi. He goes to slightly more at the front of the lineout. Open Mohoje gives it to Chris Smith, who's just come on, and there's a penalty against Jacques van Rooyen, who did not release the breakdown. So Ruan Pino will be able to kick this towards the corner, and they'll have another go from the lineout. All right, 39 points to 24. The Cheetahs can score. They can try and break 30. It's probably a bit late to try and mount a bit of a late comeback and try and win the game. But, try and sort of save a bit of face, save a bit of dignity, try and finish strong. Right, Vilma Aldi, where's he going to go? It's a Kete at the front of the line. It's a solid win. Bit of a messy sort of more. Open Mohoja's got it at the back. It's not particularly well set. So Tielmare does use it. Goes to Smith. Smith goes to Ruan Pinot. Pinot goes to Cohen Jasper. Well, he's deserved that. Cohen Jasper over. Brilliant stuff there from the Cheetahs. Really, really good attacking rugby there. Hitting the line with pace. A couple of wraparounds. And Cohen Jasper has been very, very good today. He gets a really good try and a good reward for his day. He's worked very hard as Cohen Jasper. And you can see the maul wasn't really on. Just didn't seem to set up pretty well. So Tielmare decided to lose it. And went to Smith at first receiver. A couple of wraparounds to Ruan Pinot, who then put it flat there, and he just had the pace, and he just rounded Ruan Combrink, and David Creel can't come inside and stop, and Cohen Jasper goes over. It's his third Carney Currie Cup try of the season, Cohen Jasper. I've been very impressed with him. I think he's been one of the better players of the day from the Cheetahs, and looks like a really exciting player. I'll tell you what, if I'm the Sigma Lions or even the Western Province to a certain degree, I'm watching Cohen Jasper and thinking that there's a player there. There's a player there that I would quite like to see playing in the United Rugby Championship. I think he's 21 years old. And he's just looking he's such an attacking talent. Yeah, straight over there. A bit of a wave to the camera for celebration. And the Cheetahs get a reward for their efforts. They still trail, though, by 8 points. Take a catch underneath the kickoff there. Rolling more now for the Cheetahs. Got a bit of a go forward, though. Last time they were in this situation, they couldn't really get the ball out, so the call comes to use it. So Tielmare now starts to move forward. They don't want to wait this too long, otherwise the ball might not be available. So Tielmare goes to Ruan Pinot. Now Pinot goes to Smith. Smith goes to Brits. Brits goes to Cohen Jasper. Gets the ball out to Duncan Sol. Now he's got the pace. Runs straight into Johan Kursen. He bounces off and rises tackle. Good momentum there from Duncan Sol. Quick ball to Ruan Pinot. Where does he go to? Oh no, it's been knocked forward. Well, I think there's a penalty for the Cheetahs. There's a horrible moment there. I think it's Van Veek who spills it forward. Much better for the Cheetahs, though. You can see releasing Duncan Sol. He bounces off Johan Kursen, doesn't make the tackle. So Cornel Hendricks makes the tackle, and quick ball. And Henkes Van Veek there just spilling it forward very easily. But the penalty has been awarded. I'm not entirely sure for what it was for. I don't know if it was offside. But the Cheetahs will be able to kick towards the corner once again, which Ruan Pinot does. Right up in the 5 meter, as he's done all day. Look, I mean, it's not too late to pull off something special here, and the Sharks will be sitting there at home thinking, surely. Although, I mean, the Bulls will probably get 2 points off this game, which will put them on 47. So, I mean, the game's 46. So, it's pretty much too late. I mean, the Cheetahs would have to... Yeah, I think it's pretty much too late. So, the Bulls have pretty much booked themselves a home final if they are to win their home semi-final. But the Cheetahs can still try and finish on a positive note here. Bill Malnaldi asking for them to open the gap. Just ahead of the 5 meter, going to Victor Sekete. Owens comes the call. Now they start to get a bit of go forward ball. Ruano Kier and Albert Lowe has sort of surrounded the ball carrier. The ball's gone down and it is available. And Albert Lowe doing a lot to try and sort of slow that ball down. Now Ruan Pinot tosses a wide ball. Duncan Sol comes into it. It's well fielded, but Malcolm Yar is wrapping around. Malcolm Yar is rounded. Creel. Malcolm Yar. Oh, he has. What a try from Malcolm Yar. I think it was doing a high tackle anyway. But really, really good play from the two wings there. The pass out wide from Ruan Pinot wasn't going to go to hand, so Duncan Sol was running inside on the angle. And Malcolm Yar saying, I'll run the opposite angle. Had the pace to get around Creel. They're going to have a check, but I think he's done it. If he has, this is a fantastic try. AJ wants to have a look. Well, it's Ruan Combrink and Jan Kursen. So Ruan Combrink goes high and smacks him around the head. Kursen goes for the ball and does just sort of bounce off him. He then sort of bounces up. He then sits up and says, thank you very much. I think you scored this. A horrible tackle from Ruan Combrink. Tries to take his head off. So it wouldn't surprise me if we see Ruan Combrink in the bin from that. but it's direct to the head. So this could be trouble city for Ron Combrink. It's a horrible tackle. It really is a horrible tackle. Ron Combrink's looked a little bit off the pace, to be honest. Yeah, yellow card for Ron Combrink. He won't mind it. Red card would have put him out of the next game. But a yellow card, he'll spend the rest of the game on the bench. Not the best game from Ron Combrink. A second yellow card for the Bulls, third of the game. But a really good finish there from Malcolm Yao. He spotted the space. Duncan Saul was coming inside because of the pass. There was acres of space out there, and Malcolm Yao, switching the angle once again, rounding David Creel, riding the tackle of both Huisson and Combrink, and then just sitting up and plonking it down. So 36 points to 39 with the kick to come. Is there yet a late twist in the tail? And then Ruan Pienaar not managing to convert the try. Kevin saying Liverpool Chelsea coming up. Yeah, I'm gonna have to put a little second screen so I can keep an eye on that game. We will start be doing more and more football as the sort of season progresses. Oh, that's a horrible pass from Jasper off the kickoff, but Matlani Mossi has done well under pressure there to get away from him. Let me get my timer back on. Clears pretty well. Jan Goosen lets it bounce and then returns the favor. Oh, he's got somebody down. Yeah, I think it's Matlani Mossi. Ruan Pienaar now deciding he'll kick ahead, probably look for touch. That's a really good touch finder there from Pienaar. Well, it's past 10 meter there from Ruan Pienaar, so that's a decent touch finder, but I think Matlani Mossi's in a little bit of trouble. It took quite a while to get up there. He's eventually jogging on. But Ruan Pienaar's kicked very, very well today. He looked quite pretty at home at the number 10. Obviously, I think we know he's a better scrummer, but he's looked at home at Flower for the last couple of weeks. And it's a penalty for the Bulls off the lineout. And that kind of sort of sums it up, doesn't it? Every single time the Cheetahs had a chance, the lineouts just haven't been good. They haven't been good in the second half. They got a little better when Wilma Naldi first came in there. But conceding a penalty there, a couple of minutes left, that will pretty much be game, set, and match. 3 points still in it. Jan Goosen will kick this downfield towards the left-hand side. Let's see sort of the distance he can get on it. He'll find touch about halfway between the 10 meter and the 22. Yeah, it's just taking out Ruan Nokia in the air. It's just that one sort of hand, and Ruan Nokia was not impressed with that at all. So he wasn't impressed by being taken out, and the call did come. So once again, Joe van Zyl will go towards the back of the line. It goes to Arno Boert as Messi, and Jan Goosen hits it with pace, gets the offload to Ruan Nokia, who gets up to the 22. Right, and the Bulls finish with a bit of a flourish. Jacques Duplessis puts his hand down, runs into Open Mohodje, who eventually brings him down. Very good go forward ball here from the Bulls. Keegan Johannes goes to Jan Goosen, goes to, it's not a very pass, but Dosh Tumwe eventually picks it up and goes himself. Right up against the touchline. And Brits is not allowed to play that. Yeah, mate, it was not. Double blow. I don't know if we've got we've got a bit of a, we got a ruckus. There be a ruckus, and of course, whenever there's a bit of hand stuff like that, Jacques Duplessis is never too far away. He's just a monster of a human being, isn't Jacques Duplessis? Just huge. Ian Johannes receiving a bit of treatment on his knee there. A bit low on scrum halves at the moment are the Bulls, with Ambrose Pierre out, Ivan Tails left. They brought in Zach Bergerson playing some pretty good rugby. Marco Janssen van Vuren has sort of returned to the number 9 position today. And yeah, I mean, this is just a pretty poor penalty from Bristol. You can see the ball is not out. It's at the last feet, and he goes over and picks it up, and you can't play that. So the Bulls will have one last chance to try and score some points here. Right, so Gerson can knock this into the touch. And with less than a minute on the clock, the Bulls have got one last chance to really sort of put the knife into the chest of the Cheetahs and to just sort of close things out and moving towards the semi-finals. Not been the best performance from the Bulls. I mean, I know they could be scoring sort of 45 points, but to concede 36 is a little bit worrying for them. And a couple of good tries from the Cheetahs, but a couple of them were very easy. That Matlali Mosi try, I didn't even touch him. We go to the front to Ruanokia. A very, very big wall defense there from the Cheetahs. That's huge. They're still going backwards on the Bulls, still going backwards. And Fanzel's going to have to use that. I mean, they've been driven back to the 22. Use it or lose it. Use it or lose it. And they haven't used it. He's dropped it. Yeah, he's knocked on. Well, I'll tell you what. Smith is pumped. He's loving it. And I suppose, look, the Cheetahs can go end to end here. They'll have time for the scrum. Look what it means to the Cheetahs. You know, they know they can't get anything out of this. But they want the scrum. They want the chance to try and go all the way, try and get a victory. If nothing else, they can say that we can add the Bulls' scalp to our season. So, look, I think the Cheetahs will play here. They'll play. They reckon that they can see that by the reaction there from Cornel Smith and the players, they want to try and bag a win here, which would be big. It would be big, and momentum's a strange thing. So, on the face of it, I don't think it would make much of a difference if the Bulls lost. But going into a semi-final on the back of losing, you know, just some momentum can do strange things at times. So there's time for the scrum here. The Cheetahs will need a decent scrum. Need to get this ball out quite quickly. Their backline has been playing today, to be fair to them. So I wouldn't rule it out. Well, it's gone down, and we'll have a reset. Well into extra time. Right, remember that the Bulls are still a man down, by the way. They've still got their yellow card, so Ruan Compring is still off the park. So there will be an overlap. They've got a 7-man scrum, so they have sacrificed somebody to the back line. Decent hit. It's gone down once again. And it's a penalty against the Cheetahs. It's a penalty for the Bulls, and that's it. And Jacques Duplessis obviously has a couple of extras. I think it's on the other side. I think it's Van Beek that's gone down. They tap it, they kick it out, and there you go. The Bulls finish first on the Currie Cup log. Big effort there from the men from Pretoria. They were made to work really hard for that game. Decent watch, very high-scoring game. First 20 minutes, the defense was just hopeless, but it got a lot better. And Kay Dixon, hello, thank you so much for becoming the latest member of the Forever Sports Members Club. You can become a member if you want. The link is the pinned comment there. But yeah, final score in Pretoria, 39 points to 36. The Bulls finishing on top of the log. They'll have a home semi-final. If they win that, they'll also have a home final like they did at the beginning of the year. So we'll have to see what happens next week. But we will be live again in about 15 minutes for the Western Province versus the Sharks down in Durban. So don't go away. This stream will take you straight to that link. So you don't have to do anything. Just hold tight, and I'll be live with you guys very, very soon. Thank you very much for watching. Please do smash a like on the way out, and I'll chat to you guys in a few minutes, I suppose.